Hey, sup everyone in Kane's Wrath community. This is Master Leaf, and I've got another commentary that I'm doing today. This time we'll be featuring IPoWNYoU playing as the green black hand, and Unleashed playing as his GDI in vanilla. We'll see how it goes, Unleashed. He usually does sniper opening against black hand, or some really risky build. I mean, you need to go for a risky build against black hand. Just try and predict what he's going to do, IPoWNYoU, and I don't know whether or not he'll go for the armory first. We'll have to wait and see. There goes that barracks and a watchtower cell. Drafting that watchtower to get a rifleman squad quickly from, instead of training it from the barracks. I believe it's the same amount of money to go for that option. And IPoWNYoU, he's only sending one Cabal to this part of the map here, and Unleashed, he has gone for 2 engineers. Probably will get intercepted by this Confessor Cabal, which is heading in the trajectory of that engineer. Engineer will probably get sniped unless he decides to go for the gas structure. It looks like Unleashed is going for the garrisonable structure. Is he going for his war factory? Yep, he's got almost, both players are almost done building their war factory. Expect to see harvesters from each of them unless one opts for a rush. It looks like Unleashed, he's going for a pitbull because he's unable to scout the black hand base. So pitbull going to be produced. No, APCs and pitbulls, they do cost the same amount of money, so it'll take the same amount of time to build. So it's confusing whether or not he'll build a pitbull or an APC, and he's got an APC, and he will clean up these Cabal squads, which are giving IPoWNYoU map control at the moment. He didn't draft many, so he'll probably get his 4th harvester out sooner. Yeah, he's got his 4th harvester now, and Unleashed, he is behind. He is actually quite a bit behind. He's just placing his 2nd refinery. He's got 3 harvesters now, and trying to crush the rifleman squads with the harvester. I wouldn't say that's effective, because if your opponent has good micro, he can easily dodge that harvester. I believe rifleman squads are faster than harvesters. I could be wrong though. I don't know the exact values. Anyways, it looks like IPoWNYoU, he's going to be expanding with his MCV. And Unleashed doing the exact same, but he's training pitbulls. Pitbulls to do some harassment on IPoWNYoU. The problem though about these units is that Black Hand can easily counter them with watchtowers. Doesn't. Oh my goodness! Did you see that? He just took out 3/4 of the health with one minefield. That is epic. And yeah, he should really repair that MCV. It's lost a lot of health. Seriously, he lost 75% of its health for the price of a $300 minefield. That is, Unleashed is gonna be really liking that at the moment. And it looks like IPoWNYoU is going to follow up his expansion with a couple bikes, but Unleashed has got way more pitbulls, and even 1-to-1 these will get smashed, but now he's going to get completely dominated, not even losing a single pitbull. So that was a fail for IPoWNYoU. And a very odd war factory placement, I have to admit. Not sure why he placed a war factory there. Kind of odd placement of the war factory. And Unleashed, yep, he did capture the spike. He's got his ref down. He's got his expansion down sooner than IPoWNYoU, and pitbulls are coming in, and they're going to be sniping these Scorpion tanks. They could snipe the Scorpion tanks. But here we go, bike reinforcements. Bike reinforcements for IPoWNYoU, and that harvester will get destroyed. And those Scorpion tanks look like they're going to follow the destruction, and yeah, completely going to get demolished. But Unleashed is ahead because he does have his expansion down sooner, and he's also going for a command post. Command post, yep, that's what they're called, or command post. Bikes, is bikes really the answer? I mean, he's going pitbulls. Do bikes do a good job against pitbulls? I'm not sure. Maybe mix in a couple of buggies to act as meat shields while you snipe the pitbulls down one by one. I imagine they're quite hard to micro because they're so fast. trying to focus down these pit bulls will be pretty difficult to do. And yeah, it looks like IPoWNYoU is doing that. He's killing the pit bulls one by one, and there's 2 scorpion tanks there to support them, which is good. And IPoWNYoU, he could do some harassment now, not destroy the harvesters, but perhaps leave them, stop them from working. I mean, any harassment, you don't have to destroy a harvester to cause harassment, just try and halt it working. That is good enough, but IPoWNYoU, he's losing units, and yeah, he's trading units, that's good. He's getting pit bulls as well, so it's not a complete loss, and a lot of damage is being distributed among these units here. He's not microing very well to kill or decide which one to kill first. And yep, Kabars do a pretty good job against light vehicles, as you can see there, killing that pit bull. They're the most deadliest tier 1 basic infantry unit. And yeah, it looks like some bikes there actually splashed its own harvester, which isn't good. Lost about 30% of its health. Unleashed could exploit that and go for it now with his pit bulls. He's got several pit bulls now at his home base. Still not dropping another war factory or unit production queue. You expect that to see that, because he does have 2 refineries. He's got 3 refineries. Spamming APM and towers, yep, that's definitely a good move. He's got APM and he's got the upgrade, but the problem is bikes are just going to completely flank those turrets and go for the harvesters. And yep, that Tiberium crystal almost getting destroyed by that bike volley. If you find that sometimes you can't destroy the enemy harvesters here and they're camping, you could destroy the crystals. I mean, you can't disagree. I mean, it is going to hurt him a little bit in the long run. That's what, 700-800 credits in one of these crystals, probably more. So that's like destroying a unit, really. But generally, you should prioritize harvesters over Tiberium crystals, obviously. And Unleashed now, he's going for APCs, finally a second production queue. He's training, that's training too slow to be an APC, probably a Predator tank, possibly, or a Shatterer. Probably a Shatterer. You'd expect to see a Shatterer. They're pretty good units against Blackhand, and yep, the Scorpion tanks, way too armored for those APCs. And the APCs aren't really meant for destroying Scorpion tanks, although they do have APMO, which does stand for armor piercing. Does it stand for armor piercing or anti-personnel? I'm not sure. I mean, it's interchangeable, I suppose, because they do a pretty good job against Scorpion tanks and armored units. Actually, APMO in general is pretty overpowered. That's my opinion. And as you can see, these Scorpion tanks are just laying waste to these APCs, and they will all get destroyed. No dozer blades for IPoWNYoU. But oh yes, he does have those blades. He also got a tier 3. He's also got a tier 3 as well. And I assume he just finished dozer blades. Wouldn't be quad turrets. That sinks the game. Which is the reason why no one uses it. And thank goodness it doesn't, because Blackhand shredder turret spam would be even more powerful if it was working as it should. And we've got a Shatterer in that army composition there. 3, 4, 5. Got 6 APCs and 2 Predators. So that's a nice army there for Unleashed. Can handle most of Blackhand's units, but there's a Purifier coming out of this war factory. And that's what Unleashed doesn't want to see, one of those Purifiers. And it would be... Yeah, I see what's going to happen now. He's gonna do a one-click, isn't he? He's going to do a Tib Vein and destroy this army. Come on, IPoWNYoU, do it. Play the game properly. Play the game like Bike Rush. And do one-clicks. Come on. But no, he's gonna expand. Did he do a one-click or something? Unleashed is not missing any of his refineries. So he built a chemical plant and is not utilizing it at the moment. which is not good. Should definitely start to use those one clicks now, unless he just dropped it for a Tiberium seed. By the way, I forgot to mention there is a full blue field here. I mean, he could have expanded there before the green. I'd say there's much more Tiberium in the blue field now than there is here. And you can just completely overwhelm your opponent with that blue field, as its crystals double the value of green Tiberium. And Orcas, so Orcas is not the best choice Unleashed. I mean, you're up against a base walk now. Orcas is not ideal. You need to go for artillery. Artillery, yep, I can see him. He needs his tier 3 desperately now. Tier 3 and Juggernauts, that is what he needs. Because those beam cannons are classed as artillery units, and they do a fabulous job at taking down structures. I'd say one of the best, if not the best, anti-structure unit in the game. And more Orcas getting wasted. Not even killing that beam cannon. Oh yes, he does just get the beam cannon with the Orca strike. That was lucky. And Unleashed, he's still hanging on with IPoWNYoU towers. IPoWNYoU towers, I suppose it's to give him time while he gets his tier 3 up and sonic emitters maybe base walk with a sonic emitter. Yeah, he's got a sonic emitter. Probably queuing another one now. Yes, he's queuing another sonic emitter, and he's going to get 2. Oh no, I can see he's force firing the ground trying to range that beam cannon, but he just misses just out of range for those beam cannons, and he's going to pay for it. Oh no, with more Orcas going down, and it looks like IPoWNYoU is going to do some base walking up to Unleashed base, probably going to place a SAM site. Yeah, there we go. And an Obelisk of Light is probably going to be queued now, and I'm not sure what Unleashed is going to do. Surprised no one's leached the field. Okay, IPoWNYoU he is leeching the field now. And Unleashed, he's got 4 harvesters, still hasn't cleaned up his first expansion. But he does have a Juggernaut. Should probably shield that with a silo or power plant. Come on Unleashed, do it. You can save that Juggernaut. Yeah, there we go. And that will shield his Juggernaut from being destroyed by those beam cannons, because beam cannons cannot shoot over buildings like the Juggernaut. And yep, thanks to that decision, he killed a couple more beam cannons, which is good, but that Obelisk of Light will finish off the Juggernaut. And Marv coming out now, so Unleashed now going for his Marv. IPoWNYoU is going to be getting a lot of Tiberium if these harvesters stop bugging. Yeah, he should quickly amend that now, because I reckon that will be disrupting his economy quite substantially. And beam cannons now. More beam cannons. Beam cannons, beam cannons, beam cannons. It looks like Unleashed now, he's desperate for money, going for the Marv to Marvis this middle. And 5 beam cannons, not enough to kill epic units. I mean, they can do a little bit of damage, but really you need a lot more than that. For each beam cannon you have, I think it scales. The damage scales by 2. So for every beam cannon you have, the damage is twice as large. I would say probably 9 to 11 is ample enough for taking out epic units. Any more would be just overkill, unless you're dealing with a heroic hexapod or something crazy like that. And those harvesters of Unleashed are getting dangerously close to the Obelisk of Light. Doesn't want to lose any of them. And he could transfer 2 of those over to here. Maybe, you know, move his MCV to the far end and deploy a refinery there, so these obelisks can't be crawled up to the north and do some harassment on these harvesters. But yeah, we've got the Marv now. He's got 4 engineers inside of it, which will it will give it a really good self-repair mechanism. Yeah, it will bestow some healing on that Marv. And yeah, Unleashed, he somehow manages to take this field away from IPoWNYoU. I feel that IPoWNYoU could have possibly done a better job crawling with his MCV. And as he fixed those harvesters, yes, we've got 3 harvesters now on his dry field. I'm not sure what he's going to do now. Alright, did he just place the decoy army to lure those juggernauts to fire a couple rounds into that? That's good. That saved his MCV. So well done. And this is dangerous now. Dangerous looking for IPoWNYoU because there's 5 jugs and a Marv coming to his base and a rig. And orcas. Why would Unleashed continue going for orcas? I have no idea. You should go for transition into IPoWNYoU towers, IPoWNYoU hammerheads, I should say. He does have IPoWNYoU upgrade. He had that at the beginning of the game while he was using those APCs. And harvester is now being recalled from the blue field. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. And what's IPoWNYoU going to do? He's got nothing now. He's got a tech center, an operation center. Really, he just got a black hand squad, so there's no way that he's going to come back. Unless, oh no, I didn't see this. Where did these come from? He's got beam cannons. How the hell did he get beam cannons up there? IPoWNYoU. You're doing Unleashed tactics against him. And those beam cannons, wow, if he can quickly destroy these structures before Unleashed goes for his base, then IPoWNYoU could be in a really good situation, really good position right now. It just takes Unleashed to lure away his juggernauts, but if he's smart enough to go for a base race, and he has to destroy the rest of IPoWNYOU's base, but IPoWNYoU has got his MCV packed up, and it is going to be escorted along with these beam cannons, and there is a couple of mantis there to protect the beam cannons from being destroyed, and also the mantis can crush infantry. So he's got a force driven by anti-infantry, anti-air and anti-vehicle. And those orcas, man, oh wow. Mantis being used very effectively here. And will he go for the pit bulls? Yeah, go for the pit bulls quickly. Go for the pit bulls, quickly kill those pit bulls. And the APC rifleman shouldn't do too much damage to these pit bulls. He's going to destroy the mantis. I mean, what good is the mantis now unless he's going for more aircraft? Should really destroy the beam cannons because that's what's killing him at the moment. And it looks like the Marv of Unleashed is slowly taking down this base. It is not very powerful since it's only got engineers garrisoned inside of it. Where are those juggernauts? Those juggernauts are here. And Unleashed shouldn't lose this. These juggernauts should make it there in time. I assume he's going for another MCV. Training another MCV, possibly going to have it on a rally point here, so it can have the protection of its Marv. And he's only got 3 beam cannons remaining now, and that could be it for IPoWNYoU, to be honest. I mean, unless there's something on the map I can't see, which I doubt it. Can't really make out any units on the minimap. And where are those juggernauts going? Perhaps he thought there's more beam cannons or a flame tank up there, but no, there isn't. And yep, Unleashed, he has recovered his construction yard, and I think he's going to go for hammerheads now. No hammerheads. All the mantises have been taken out, I think. So aircraft would be very viable at the moment. But he's got 2 Spectres just shooting at this MCV. 2 Spectres. Surely Unleashed won't allow 2 Spectres to destroy his base, and yet an Orca Strike is going to add insult to injury now and just destroy those Spectres instantly. The IPoWNYoU towers would have worn them down anyways. Looks as though this Marv is still going along this base, still not destroyed. The south, I mean, there is a SAM site there, still remaining for IPoWNYoU. Where is his MCV? His MCV, IPoWNYOU's MCV. Was it destroyed? Or was it not destroyed? I mean, there's just no way that IPoWNYoU can win now, I'm afraid. He's lost his MCV, and as soon as this Marv takes out the refinery and the remaining war factory of IPoWNYoU, he's going to be defeated. Unless there's a shock flame tank that doesn't exist anywhere. And yeah, IPoWNYOU's been defeated. So that was unusual, really, because he was the person who submitted the replay, so I was expecting him to win that there, but well done to Unleashed for winning. He did do a really great job at securing the middle field and taking it away from IPoWNYOU, who arrived there before him. And in the economy tab it shows that they were both even until IPoWNYOU lost his MCV and the middle field. He also took the blue field and surprisingly didn't have a larger economy than Unleashed. So maybe the spikes, they did do him a lot of good in that game and made things even. That's the problem. If you allow a player to have spikes for a long time, then they will gain the advantage in the long run. But in the early game, you're more susceptible to being rushed. Anyways, yeah. Favorite unit, attack bike and rifleman squad for Unleashed. And what else can I say? Unleashed definitely had the better to kill death ratio, but that's the norm really, because Unleashed, Black Hand do expend more units than they train them. Kill, I should say. So that's to be expected. Enemy structures captured. Really, that should be neutral structures because they both captured their respective tip spikes, and Unleashed obviously went for the bottom one, didn't bother capturing the third. We can see that by looking at the statistic there. Structures destroyed, both almost equal, and yeah, game length 19 minutes, that was pretty good. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. That was another game there, and maybe I'll bring some more VODs in the future that my audience can enjoy. Anyways, peace out.